are now in the Black Box with Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang. Let's go!
Listen.
Gratitude is the attitude. Show is a blessing. To be back in the Black Box. Black Box.
Relax, roll up as we randomly react to content in these YouTube streets. Yeah. It's time for R&R.
Like with Nip Hustle. Big shout out to my SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the Black Box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
The constant, consistent, continuous content creation campaign continues. And of course, we got some more interesting content on the menu. Remember the boy that he was trolling, spraying in the grocery store on the vegetables, and he got caught up. We got another internet troll struck again. This time it's a tad bit more serious, a little bit more at stake. And seemed like he caused himself some problems he didn't have to. But with no further ado, let's see what this illegal immigrant influencer that got deported has been up to.
Hey, remember this story about the Migrant King, aka the Migrant Influencer, aka Lionel Moreno?
In his most recent controversial TikTok video, Moreno is telling his followers to avoid living on the streets in the United States. They can, quote, invade empty homes and live there, saying under U.S. law, if a house is uninhabited, it can be seized, referring to squatting rights in our country. That video garnered almost 4 million views.
Well, that guy has now been officially deported back to Venezuela. So the man you see on screen is Lionel Moreno. He is a Venezuelan migrant. Now, Moreno entered the United States on April 23, 2022, claiming he needed asylum from the country of Venezuela. Now, Moreno was not deported back to Venezuela, but allowed to stay in the United States. Now, after crossing to the United States, Moreno and his wife went into Canada. Now, when Moreno and his family got to Canada, Canada didn't provide them with hotels or asylum support like they do in places like New York, where they give you credit cards and free hotel stays.
Here's something we followed a lot. Cash grab for migrants. New York City officials dramatically expanding a controversial program which would give another round of prepaid debit cards to 7,300 migrants over the next 6 months, costing the city upwards of $2.6 million. Now, the program previously gave these cards to 3,000 migrants.
Yeah, so Moreno's like, Canada is not looking out for us like they are in the U.S. Hell, they've just given out money down there. So he brought his family to the United States from Canada. Imagine that. Canada wasn't good enough for Moreno. He wanted to get back to the US of A. So Moreno and his wife came back. In their interview with Immigration and Customs Enforcement Service, they said that they had crossed over into 12 different countries before reaching the United States. Now, after being released into the United States, Moreno was enrolled in ICE's Alternative to Detention program. Now, this requires him to report to the Enforcement and Removal Operations Office within 60 days of arriving, and then he would have to get a hearing about his asylum claim. Now, Moreno, however, disappeared and never showed up to any of the hearings or any of the appointments. So he was deemed an illegal immigrant. Now, Moreno gained a huge following on TikTok and Instagram and encouraged migrants to start doing some crazy things, like invade people's homes. He said that you can squat in abandoned homes and take them over. You don't have to live on the streets, and it's America. So Americans are too stupid to do anything about it.
An influencer on TikTok appears to be trying to put others on game on how to take over U.S. homes and use squatters' rights. Lionel Moreno, who appears to be a Venezuelan migrant, posted a video to the platform telling followers in Spanish, if a house is not inhabited, no one's living there, we can seize it. How much weight does this claim hold?
Now, because we're Americans and because even if you come here illegally, we don't want you to starve on the street with your family, the government gives you benefits. They'll give you food stamps. They'll give you some money for housing. They'll give you welfare benefits. And Moreno enjoyed all of those benefits. Matter of fact, he made videos flaunting all the benefit he gets from the federal government as an illegal migrant.
Moreno regularly shares on social media how he scams the system to receive money from the federal government, food stamps, and shows his social security card in posts that we've reviewed. He claims that his wife and daughter receive $350 a month from the federal government and often flaunts the food and aid that they receive through the funding from these federal programs.
Now, as you can see, Moreno is living the good life on American taxpayer dime. And we haven't even talked about the money he's making off TikTok. He was making so much money, he decided to show people how stupid the American system is. He can make thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars on social media and still get welfare benefits and throw it in everyone's face because we, as Americans, are reportedly stupid.
Es que yo facture más que ustedes sin necesidad de andar como esclavos. ¿Capichi? Esa es la diferencia tuya y mía. Que yo siempre voy a hacer dinero sin mucho trabajo.
Then even after that, Moreno started flexing his Second Amendment rights because he was in the U.S. Now, here is where things fell apart. See,
I don't know what he said. I couldn't read it either. My bad, y'all.
Moreno isn't a citizen, and unfortunately for him, he doesn't have Second Amendment rights. See, remember how earlier I told you how when Moreno came into the country, they gave him 60 days to check in and he didn't check in, so now essentially he was illegally here and on the run. Now, for those of you who love the Second Amendment, you know that there are two groups of people who cannot own firearms or even possess firearms in the United States. Those are illegal immigrants and felons.
Mi gente, como ciudadano americano, puedo obtener un arma. Capichi. Y bueno, he estado pendiente de comprarme un R15 o una glotona. Capichi. Miren los precios, papi, de esta belleza. $1,000, $700, $600, $800 y $500. Miren esta preciosura, muchachos. Les recuerdo que en Estados Unidos tienes que andar armado por tu seguridad. Como les seguía diciendo, solamente nosotros los ciudadanos americanos podemos portar armas en Estados Unidos con licencia y con prevención. Les voy a mostrar este tipo de armas que son las glotonas. Pero miren lo que tengo por aquí. Las armas largas. Las puedes obtener en una tienda normal como esto ahorita. Ya me dieron mi propaganda y miren.
And on top of that, Moreno was on parole because he never checked in with ICE. So they were after him. Now, the United States has what's known as the Gun Control Act, which prohibits people on parole, like Moreno, from possessing, shipping, transporting, or even receiving firearms or ammunition. So all these pictures of Moreno possessing firearms and ammunition didn't go down real well with the feds. So it seems like an open and shut case for the feds. We got someone who's here illegally, continuously breaking laws. Let's just put a warrant out for his arrest and deport him. So that's what the feds did, and Moreno didn't like that too much. Matter of fact, he went on Instagram and started begging for mercy.
Estoy en peligro de muerte.
Not the baby for sympathy. This seemed like a totally different dude. Oh, I'm not laughing at his pain. But this is like a totally different dude. Oh, my.
Stay in United States. Necesito protección en Estados Unidos. Me están persiguiendo. donde mi cuenta aparece de secciones abiertas en Nueva York y yo no estoy en Nueva York. Mi gente, necesito que estén pendientes de lo que está pasando, porque mi familia corre peligro, corre mucho peligro, muchachos. Me borraron la cuenta de TikTok y la otra también. He recibido muchas amenazas de gente poderosa, muchachos.
All I heard was bien and muchacho that I can make out. Good and boy. I don't know shit else he's saying. I know I'm blocking it, plus it's low down there.
Muchachos, ayuda, por favor.
But my voice, please. He keeps saying muchacho. He try to play on that sympathy and that baby boy. Blah, 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 blah. But you wasn't thinking about all that when you was trolling, illegally showing guns on camera like a dummy, telling on yourself, slow tart.
Mi familia está en peligro. Muchachos, por favor, ayúdenme. Es increíble, muchachos, pero sí. Hay gente detrás buscándome y quiere hacerme daño y a mi familia.
Familia, muchacho, bien that papá for. Please, my boy and my family. That's all we ask. That's probably the bottom line.
Now, this is where things get complicated. See, Moreno was scheduled to be deported under President Joe Biden, but there was a problem. See, Venezuela stopped accepting any deportees from the United States, even if you came through Mexico, for instance. So even though Moreno had done all these horrible things, they couldn't deport him to Venezuela because Venezuela wasn't taking anybody back. Then President Biden goes out, Trump comes in, and Venezuela had a change of heart.
We move on now to the immigration crackdown. Venezuela is set to resume accepting U.S. deportation flights. This is after the Trump administration sent hundreds of Venezuelans to a notorious prison in El Salvador, and as the administration remains locked in a standoff with a federal judge over the issue.
Tonight, Venezuela resumes accepting U.S. deportation flights, reversing course after the Trump administration invoked a wartime law from 1798 to deport hundreds of Venezuelan migrants with little or no due process. Those migrants now in a notorious prison in El Salvador. Venezuela's government saying, "We will not rest until we achieve the return of all those in need and rescue our brothers kidnapped in El Salvador."
Okay, so Venezuela turned around and said, we're going to take our people back, and I'll let you send them to an El Salvadorian prison. So one of the first flights and one of the first people was our boy, the Migrant King. He was on the first thing smoking back to Venezuela.
Por el mismo procedimiento. Ahora, lo que ocurre es que con ese caballero mucha gente estaba disgustada de los que venían en el vuelo, porque su campaña fue.
I wonder if he's going to that prison. That's up. If he is, that's a cold switch of fate. God damn.
Para que los venezolanos fuesen señalados en el mundo de ser delincuentes. De muchos de los que estaban allí venían bravos. Desde el primer momento hubo que prestarle una seguridad especial, aparte lo pusieron, porque estaban muy disgustados los otros pasajeros, los otros compañeros que venían. Lo que hemos dicho, ojalá que se reencuentren, entren en lo que de alguna manera tiene una conducta que no es la mejor, se recuperen espiritualmente y sean capaces de comenzar de nuevo. Eso es posible si son recibidos amorosamente en sus casas de familia. Y sus familias están acá para ayudarlos.
Now, Moreno had to be put in protective custody because the other migrants who were being deported with him blamed Moreno for bringing attention to the whole migrant crisis and getting Americans so upset where they were all being deported out of.
Ooh, they gonna be on his ass. Facts.
The country. Now, while in jail, the New York Post spoke to Moreno, who wailed about being unjustly persecuted here in the United States. They quote him as saying, "I came here to the United States because of persecution in my country, Venezuela. But they're doing the same thing to me in the United States, persecuting me, Moreno moaned. Moreno continued, it's all misinformation in the media about me. They're defaming me. They're misrepresenting me in the news. I am a good father, a good husband, a good son, a good person, humble, respectful to people who respect me, he added. So what do you feel about the story of Moreno? Now, his wife and child are still here in the United States while he is in Venezuela.
Oh, she getting too much attention. He knows somebody beating them cheeks. They getting clapped for show. He is sick to his stomach. I don't know what he's going to do. He tripped out, should have stayed low-key, believe you me. Humble is the way every single day. Oh, my mama.
So, how does that fit into how you feel about this story? Personally, I think Moreno is a victim of his own success. He wanted to be a TikTok star. He wanted to be a YouTube star. He did all this. He got the attention, but unfortunately, it was negative attention. And when he started making fun of this great country, helping him and his family, feeding them, then I think he had to go back to Venezuela. And his argument that he's being persecuted here is not accurate. He came here illegally. He committed multiple crimes while here, and now they're sending you back home. So I don't know what more he wants. Now, I know my friends on the left are going to say, well, they broke up this family. His wife and kids have lost their father. But I think about it differently. I'm thinking if he was really concerned about his family, he wouldn't have been out there telling people to invade other people's homes. He wouldn't be having guns knowing that it's illegal for him to have guns. And I don't think he'd be on TikTok bragging about all the money he's making because of the stupid Americans. That will get you deported. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, do all that great YouTube stuff. And as always, tell me where everyone in the comment section. Tell me, hey, Nate, I love the Migrant King. He should be here in the United States. And my only response is going to be, I respectfully disagree.
We still on them same blocks, niggas scared to pull up on. We still watching every car they drive by and look wrong. Gave need 30 rounds, took it off and put the stock on. He drove by twice and got knocked on, all bad. Fuck with us, it's all sad. You better off riding through enemy hood with no tents or run out of gas. You wanna pass, you better draw a couple names out. 9 times out of 10, them questions we ain't giving out, it's on sight. And we ain't shooting, it's a fist fight. Box a nigga head off like Iron Mike, boot bop. With BG and a Mustang, I let the top drop. 2 pipes out the ass, figure 8 and hit the gas. Same old gold rag from about a year ago. Spot that bitch tied around my neck, I'm blue Smurf low. And I only fuck with high heads and cutthroats. So leave something hot in your head and with a cutthroat. Who gon' smoke? I be doing the most. So niggas start moving when they see me reaching my coat. It don't matter what we post, me and mine's never nervous. But I asked about the last time them niggas try to serve us, ain't nobody gon' hurt us. No Steph Curry, everybody hold 30s. Telling you cuz it's murder where we come from. Chopper sounding like a bass drum. And I can tell that you ain't no gangster, you tryna be one. Tryna get in this lane but can't keep up. Rollers get behind the stash spot, put the heat up. Riders get cracking when we link up. Fuck all of that mumbling. Say it with your chest, nigga, speak up. We love confrontation, nigga, we with anything. And really on that peace shit, it's up there with any game. In my BG voice, no EA Sports, they know what that mean, nigga, we ain't playing no games. They know me by my face. Them niggas know you by your Facebook name. We are not the same. I really come from the game, nigga. You better check the stats. It seems everywhere, from the tat to the hats. Yeah, that.
Nightwood Net Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
Here with SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
My nigga is Spider Low. Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
It's Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
What the fuck?
My nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low. Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
In the words of Spider Loke on my mama's mama.
Spider Loke's gear. This is Bay Mac.
Nightwood, C-Mac. Shout out my Loke. Spider Loke, cuz. Nightwood, on hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight me? Fight, quit.
Point blank, through no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.
You are now in the black box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang.
Let's go!